How are we doing? How's the microphone? Can you hear me? Wow, my internet is actually quite slow when this goes on. Okay, I'll wait for the chat to fill up a little bit, and then we can get cracking. Hey McCabe, how you doing? I'm feeling a little bit better for those of you that are concerned. So I'm not racing tonight, or should I wait to say this? Obviously, I'm not racing tonight. It would be a miracle, in fact, if I was racing. I'd be so quick getting changed and getting kitted up. Still got 4.5 minutes till the start. Very, very keen. When people watching, appreciate all 11 of you tuning in before it gets too dark on this what is actually a very nice evening down in South Wales. Not some people have been saying they've had hailstorms and snow even in some parts of the UK today and yesterday, so it's perfect ZWIFT weather. Slowly building up. 13 people now. If any one of you 13 can just pop a message in the chat to say you can hear me, although I'm assuming you can because nobody said we can't hear you. In fact, what shall I say? Don't say anything if you can't hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 3.5 minutes until the start of today's race. Well, it's not 3.5. It's 3 now. But right, I'll turn you up. How's that? Is that a little bit louder? Or do you want me to talk louder? Let me know. I can always go closer to the mic, obviously. Nice one. Cheers. Thank you. Okay. Hey. Yeah, I'm just commentating rather tonight. Provide you with a completely different insight to racing. And no, I'm not over my illness yet, unfortunately. You probably can't hear. I still sound a little bit nasally, but I'm all right. I'm getting there. I've still got tomorrow, in effect, to get better before the weekend, of which I'm racing the Totnes via 2-day, which is down in south of England. In fact, Steve Lampier, who's racing tonight, he's also racing. So obviously we're on the same team virtually, but on 2 different teams in reality. So I've got the chat open here on one side of my screen, and I'll come back and forth to it. But obviously I've got the race here. So I've also got on my iPad just to the left. I've got one. You'll be so proud of me. Like, this is commentating to next level, considering this is like set up for an amateur. I've got my iPad to the left of me, which has all the details of tonight's race, the guys who are racing, and I'll obviously run through them in due course. And we have, I have a cup of cocoa to my right, which is right here. Now, forgive me because the light is obviously going and I'm sat at a window. I've got a very nice table here to work at, but I have got a nice candle. So if it does get any darker, I'm probably just going to put the candle here so it just lights up my face with a nice effect. So if you're tuning in late and people start saying in the comment section what's going on with the light, you know what to tell them. But I'm just going to put that there for the minute. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I've not raced. I don't know. Well, I've not raced since the British Champs, obviously. And the British Champs were very, very eventful. Obviously, Cam won. Congrats, Cam, for the 123rd time. Thoroughly deserves that win. And obviously, the amount of love I got from you guys and from my own on the live streams, like I got so much love. I just really appreciate it. So actually, I better get going. That shows how much of an amateur I am. I don't even keep track of the time. So we've got to get right to the front of, well, not right to the front, but further up this group, and so far I've no idea where I am. Bear with me, obviously, because I am a complete newbie at this. There's an awful lot of people racing these events now. Like, there just used to be, well, I remember when there was just kind of like 50 of us racing, and, oh, there's a ZWIFT verified person now. And now, it's full of, like, I want to say choppers, but no, it's not. It's not full of. It's full of people that really want to pit themselves against some of the best riders in ZWIFT, and I think that's something that we were talking about at the British Champs, actually, because we were all saying how the Super League is the pros, and like it's full of like some of the best professional racers kind of around the world. But the community league is a lot more kind of, it's a lot more diverse. There's obviously like a lot more, there's a lot more strength and depth. And obviously the community riders, they know how to race. I'm not saying the pros don't know how to race, but 50% of the field when that Super League first started, people didn't quite know what they were getting themselves into. So this race tonight is going to be really interesting. And for one main reason is that it's on the same course that Cam actually. I try not to do any favoritism here because obviously I am commentating. I keep saying commenting. I am commentating on this event as a kind of innocent bystander. But in all honesty, I do think Cam has a really good shout today at winning. Just because this is the course that it's not the complete course, but it's a course very similar to the course we raced on in the scratch race in the British Champs last Friday. So I'm kind of like, I'm in this mindset of like, is he going to have the legs? Well, he probably will. There's no doubt about that. It's whether or not people get over this climb near the end with him, or does he get over the climb with them? I was struggling to stay near the front. I am so new to this. We're just going to check the... So, conscious of... Well, in fact, let's talk about... Well, we've got nothing going on yet, because we have... roughly 6 kilometers in, we hit the first climb, pretty much one of two climbs. It is the climb of, oh goodness knows, I don't even know the names of these climbs. I just know it's the long one. It's the long climb. It's not. It's the 3.5 minute climb that goes over the little bridge and then goes up in 2 stages. Obviously, it's steep at the bottom and flattens out at the top. I'm just taking a look actually at some of the highest ranked riders who are racing tonight, and some of you will know most of them. Well, one of them has just actually passed on our screen now. I've just missed him. I'm going to try and jump on one of them. It's very hard to... There's Diagoner. Okay, we've got Diagoner from Canyon. We'll just latch onto him for a minute. This feels like so sneaky because a lot of these riders are very... I mean, like, they obviously race against me a lot of the time. Oh, there's one from Puller Cycling. See, we'll never get him back now because you don't know where he is. But anyway, yeah, interestingly, a lot of these riders, they know me to race against, but they don't know me as a commentator. So this is my new career as a commentator. I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Oh, let's attack. For once, it's not Steve Lampier, although Steve is actually on the front, and I know everyone will be shouting, "Get off the front, Steve," to him. This is interesting. It's a junior team rider. Well, at least it looks like it. Lee Valley Junior Team, Ferguson. Interesting. Let's type him into the search really quick. Ferguson. Okay, there's no rider on Zwift Power as Ferguson, so I'm not quite sure who he is. But anyway, he's gone off the front, but he's not got any gap at all, really. And that's to be expected when the bunch is that big. I'm sure you all know that. But I'm just looking through that list of some of the highest ranked riders in this race. I'm just going to blurt them out really quickly. We've got Sam Bike, who has actually changed his name now to Samuel Branland Inc. So I'm guessing that's his proper name. Yeah, and look at that guy there. So he's on a Zwift, like the really bog standard bike. So he's obviously new to Zwift. We've also got Messi, Poison Dart Frog. We've got Alex West. We've got Voyerson. We've got Cam Jeffers. We've got Zimmerman. We've got James Phillips, fellow Welshman, who was at the British Champs. We've got Walter Zabrandi, an ex-British pro. But he's not British, but he used to race in Britain. Very, very powerful rider. I'm not sure what his sprint is like, but I know he was very strong just in general. So we've also got Steve Young. I've just seen him flash up on the screen, but I didn't see him on the Zwift Power. So whether or not he just jumped in the last second and he didn't come up on the thing, I don't know. But I'm gonna keep the live positions open on my iPad so that I can see what's going on for you guys, and I can basically feed back whatever's going on. Yeah, I'm a little bit gutted, to be honest, that I can't race this one. Something that obviously I've really enjoyed the last few weeks, or last few months almost, being given the chance by Swift Carbon and by the Cycling Hub guys, and of course Wahoo, to do this. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's a shame that this is the last one and I can't do it. But, as I say, there's plenty more fish in the sea. That cliche tagline. It's pretty fun to do something like this, something different. Still to be on the scene, and still to be here in front of you, but create content in a different way. So I'm going to try and stay on this now. I'm going to try and stay near the front. Ironically, I've just clicked on the Poison Dart Frog himself. And we'll just see what he does. So we try and change his camera because it's not really giving us any... What do we want? We want something that's like... I think number one is alright. We'll just leave it at that. So, we're going to follow Messi, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, a little bit of a factoid. No, I didn't get coached by Tim Fulford on the Zwift racing tactics. Well, I did. Basics, I think, basics. We didn't really go into the depth of it because I'm obviously the different side of the UK, so it's hard to, unless we did a phone call and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really do that, so not something that we really delved into. Whereas with Cam, they I think they really turned the soil over with that. So it's all very well and good. Actually, I've got the live positions on the screen right now, and Cam is third coming up his climb as we speak, and he is, well, oh, here goes Messi. It's funny how it's all orange numbers as you'd expect. It's still nothing huge. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how it's funny how I'd say it's not very big numbers, being the even though I'm sat the other side of the commentary box, so to speak. But a normal commentator, I guess, would definitely say that this was hard. Well, I suppose it is hard. Cam, we've got Cam here. Yeah, I suppose he's no, he's not going hard. I wouldn't say 186 beats per minute is hard for Cam, unless he is, unless he's very tired, obviously. And then is. But look at that kit. That's some kit, that is. I have to take a photo. Sorry, everyone. I just want to take a photo of Cam's kit. Is he coming? Is he coming? Oh, he's gone past. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's not a good enough shot. Anyway, there'll be another time. Some stats. Here we go. James Phillips, sizable chap, 76 kilos. He is so far normalised 400 watts, which is just over 5 watts per kilo. Obviously, we've only raced 10.5 minutes. So, as you'd imagine, the first 10 minutes of this race is going to be hard just because of that climb. And it has split up behind, which is interesting because, everybody should be capable of doing, kind of a 3.5 minute effort at, well, not even a 3.5 minute effort. It's 3.5 to the top here, and there's people getting shelled at the back already after, 2 minutes of the climb. So it's almost like, I'd say like for Zwift racing, if you want to be good at Zwift racing, some of the best numbers or some of the numbers to concentrate on are that of your 5-second power or 15-second power, so anything with a sprint really, and then kind of anything then under 5 minutes. If you really want to be good at Zwift, that's what you're kind of looking at. That's what you're looking at really. I think someone like me who's got like a pretty good 20-minute. I've actually got a very good 5-minute. For those of you that haven't been following me that long, I've actually got a very good 5-minute. Not to explode my own ego, but it's something that I've worked at very hard over the years to make better, and it's something that really pays off, especially in British racing. 5-minute power. Anything less than that. Well, to be honest, a 10-minute power would be really good, but that's not a bog standard measurement in power terms. People don't kind of look at people and go, "Oh, what's their 10-minute power?" So I'm gonna take a drink break now. Very. So. How many have we got in this front group? I daren't go back, to be honest, but I think there's about 50. If Cam is, let's call it 60. Cam is there near the back, so we'll call that 60 people. Angus, what's the question? You will be racing later on in the year. What kind of question is that? Is that like my season over? Yes, Steve definitely wings it. Someone that isn't naturally very explosive, how would you train your sprints or explosiveness? Weirdly, I would sprint, and yes, actually, it is a matter of genetics more than more than anything else. But you can train it. You can train it, but it takes an awful lot of uh, you've got to be real specific for a while. If especially say for example, if I wanted to completely turn myself to a sprinter, um, initially I would have a big change within the first kind of year or two, and then if I really wanted to take it from there, I would have to quite literally, you know, be in a calorie surplus. I'd have to gain weight um, to gain muscle, basically, and from there, all the training would be based around, trying to improve that explosive power, and that explosive power is basically only trained by anything over that kind of 450 watt window. So for me, I try and go from doing 1 minute explosive efforts. I would go to doing standing starts. I used to talk. Here's another little factoid. Um, I used to chat a lot with Lewis Oliver, Welsh track cyclist, retired now, but very successful. Went to Commonwealth Games for Wales and things like that. And he was telling me about these sessions they do on the watt bikes, and like obviously being a sprint oriented track athlete, it's interesting to hear how their training is completely different to what I do, because I was talking to him about how I do the hill climbs, and even though they're a maximum effort for like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever, you as an endurance cyclist, like myself, I would always feel like I could get a lot more out of myself, even when I've emptied the tank at the top. So what he would say is like when they were on the track, they would end up emptying the tank pretty much every day, and a lot of their stuff, even on the watt bike, they would basically like turn the resistance on the watt bike to maximum. So you'd have the maximum, the magnet resistance would be maximum, and the whatever the other resistances they have on there, that'll be on maximum as well. And the idea was you'd be counted down, and then you just do 3 seconds like standing start of trying to push against that resistance. And the trick was like the resistance wouldn't go anywhere, so you wouldn't actually push on. You'd have like zero power, but you'd have like huge torque. And there's a lot of stuff, in the last kind of excuse me. There's a lot of research being done on obviously torque training. It's hence kind of why a lot of riders still do they still do a lot of the low cadence zone 3 and all that kind of training. See, if you go to if you listen to commentary from other people, you don't often get insights like this. Let me tell you. All right, race update. Oh yeah. I'll definitely be racing on ZWIFT again. Yeah, love it. Okay, race update. We are over halfway now. Coming up to halfway, actually. Actually, yeah, we're bang on halfway. So we're halfway. We've got one climb left, obviously, but it's the steep way up the KOM, which is roughly 1.5 minutes. Although it'd be nice to see if anybody can break that 1.5 minute mark. Exaggerated slurps, by the way. So this looks so spooky. I've just switched over to OBS and I can see my my mug being illuminated by this candle. But it adds an atmosphere that I quite like, actually. We need to keep this rolling. So the race obviously has been quite negative. Obviously it's split up. The fact I wanted to give you about Messi, the poison dart frog. Surprising enough, he raced 2 days ago. Fairly flat race. which he came second in, I think. Oh, Diagno's going. Diagno's going. 4D's all over it. He's not letting him go anywhere. In fact, 4D's now got a gap. 2 second gap. Lamps is there. Is Lamps bridging across it? Got Lamps. Oh, big effort. I know Lamps has got a pretty low heart rate, so 164 is probably quite hard for him. Cam's just cruising. Incredible how high his heart rate is, though. That's just how some people are. Excuse me. So Messi, Poison Dart Frog. He raced 2 days ago and he came second, but he did his best ever. Best ever 15-second sprint actually. So we're gonna watch out for him today. I'm not gonna say who my thoughts are on winning, but it would be a pretty good shout. But then when is he never a pretty good shout, to be honest? He is the Poison Dart Frog. James Phillips. Do I stay near the front? We've not got make our way back to the group. Cam's still near the back, but so that must be, so there's 1 minute to the back group, and there's still 50 riders in this front group. Oh my word, guys, I've nearly picked up the candle like 5 times and drank from it. The cup just looks like the candle. Apologies if I burn myself on live stream. By the way, yeah, he's pretty all round, isn't he? Ironically, I've got less people watching my stream because I'm not racing. Maybe they prefer to see me suffer. I know, to be honest, I probably wouldn't watch myself commentating. I much prefer racing. I actually hate watching a physical race as well. Like in reality, I hate standing on the side and watching people. I actually prefer to be suffering as well. I don't know why. It's just something weird that I kind of like. So who is this guy? No, not him. Fastest up that climb, the last climb was 3 minutes 23, and the guy who did it was hashtag 999. Interestingly, through the sprint reverse, Steve Young was second, so I don't know whether he's going for the sprint or what. But funny, like Steve wasn't. You know, you hear things about riders initially, and then you know when you actually race against them in real life. So at that ZWIFT event at the physical location, they weren't actually as good as kind of I thought they would be. For one reason or another, I've no idea. Lamps is getting good at this. He's not sitting on the front anymore. Oh, there's somebody there with an aero helmet. Everyone should be wearing helmets. I'm not being serious, by the way. I wonder if The people viewing this video will spike when we come closer to the end, because they know that it's the same as any other race. So ZWIFT Power is saying that the ETA will be 36 minutes for this race, and it's 30k, so that's pretty rapid. We're also looking at the live positions as well, and we've so far seen Steve Lampert averaging 5.2 watts per kilo, which is huge, obviously. Lionel Vyerson from Canyon, 4.5. To be fair, like a lot of people, Steve Young 4.2, Cam 4.3. You know, that's low. That's good. You know, so far they're riding it. They're riding it perfectly, and it's quite easy to do on this course as well, as far as I'm concerned. Just because it's just it's flat for most of it, man. Apart from that 3.5 minute climb and then the 1.5 minute climb. So again, if you could do a good 5 minute power, you're laughing. Let's get back to the front. Something gonna go over the top here. Surely someone's gonna go. The Cam's right there marking it. Nope, no one's going. What's the effort like though? How are people? I'm always gonna click on Cam because we know Cam, and we know his. He keeps escaping us though. Where's he going? There he is. So he keeps. We know his power numbers because we follow him enough, and we know his heart rate numbers, so we can kind of make some kind of comparison. The thing is, with a lot of other riders, I don't know enough about them to make an educated assumption on their perceived or the perceived effort. Then, so let's go ahead and change the camera around so we can see what Cam is seeing. I'm just going to be quiet now because this is where it gets all heated. A lot of commentators get carried away, but I'm not going to do that. Although saying that, I probably will when it starts to kick off. I am actually getting quite excited. Although right now I would be cacking it because that's just what I'm like. He's not really made an effort yet. Everyone's still sat like, oh, there's Lamb's going. Lamb's is doing 9 watts per kilo. Cam's now up to 9 watts per kilo. Lamps is there. Everyone's okay. This is big numbers. I want to see what the KOM time will be for this though. Interestingly, another fact, as it all seems to be kind of clumping together here, my best ever 1.5 minute, or in fact my best ever 2 minute, is like 11.1 watts per kilo. That was in like hill climb shape at the end of October last year. So that's what I'm saying, man. If I get to that shape again at the end of this year and I start doing these races, like, you can forget the shape I'm in right now. The shape I'll be in then will just be devastating. Obviously, I'll still get left behind in the sprint, but in terms of these climbs, it'll just be a different story. Still clumped together, but we've got one guy off the front, obviously. Let's we move up. It's diagonal. 190, 400. What does he weigh, guys? What does he weigh? Quick math, quick math. The thing's not loaded yet. This Canyon bike. No socks, though. Aye. Little diagonal. Weighs 70 kilos. He's so far average 5.1 watts per kilo. But he's got a 3-second gap, 4-second gap, 5-second gap. But there's a big group behind him. He's going to get brought back. There's a huge group, man. What the heck is... Steve Young's there. Steve Young's there. Alex West is there. Lamps is there. It's pretty. Well, it's not a big blob now, but it's. What are we looking at? So the group is halved, basically. One guy in the middle of nowhere, trying to get back on. 5-second gap. That's probably going to keep growing, if I'm honest. I don't think they're going to get back on. 6 seconds, yeah. So this feels like the finish now to the actual British Champs qualifier, where it was like a 30-man group coming to the finish. Although saying that, look, they're not that far behind. But yeah, we say that, but still 6 seconds. Hey, Salt King, quick question. My 20-minute power out the saddle is a lot higher than my in the saddle. Should I keep training out the saddle or work in the saddle? How is your 20-minute power out of the saddle higher than in the saddle? How is that? Surely... How can you spend 20 minutes out the saddle anyway? Surely that can't be right. So do you have a climb to do it on? Like 20 minutes uphill? I mean, at the end of the day, you know, there are riders that do it. You know, Alberto Contador, you know, say what you like about, you know, whatever his past is and stuff, but he used to climb a lot of the saddle. Oh, I'm a trainer. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, you might be right then, yeah. I mean, you can work on it. You can work on, you know, trying to produce that power in the saddle, but I think, you know, work on your strengths. I think if you're really good at doing it out the saddle, you know, don't be afraid to just ride out the saddle and produce that power. It's obviously, they do say it's more efficient to ride in the saddle, but, you know, there's nothing to say it's right or wrong. You know, do what you like. Obviously, if you're outside on a flat road, it's harder to keep riding out the saddle. But when you go uphill, I think for some people, you know, they do find it easier to ride out the saddle. All right, 3.8 kilometers to go. We're going to go into Carlton Kirby mode now. We've still got a group of... Has it really come back together? Did I miss something? We now got 46 in this one group. That's a big group. Who's this puller cycling? G. Berry. Oh, okay. I just remember riding with Jack Puller, of Jack Puller coaching. So that's kind of where I thought it might be Jack, but obviously it's not. Have we got a guy off the front? Or is he being caught? No, he is off the front, apparently. Who is this guy? He's British, 72 kilos. Has a 20-minute power of 4.7, so he's not ridiculously strong. And yeah, he's just been caught. So that's the end of him. It's interesting actually how many masters there are in Zwift racing. There's just so many masters. I think it's good, don't get me wrong. Who should we follow for this final sprint? have your say in the comment section, and I will try my best to find them. Can I comment? No, I don't want the promo code. Follow Alex West, we can follow Cam, we can follow Messi. Oh, we just happen to be on Cam now, so. And he's following an attack. Well, no, he's not actually. He's kind of just playing, keeping it easy. Man, I hate Tron bikes. Like, give me a proper bike any day. I don't like Tron bikes. Don't know why. Don't like them. How are we doing? How are we doing? There's good stuff going on in the chat, yeah. Where are we? Cam is 20th. There's somebody off at the road, but we're not going to follow him. How do we get a different view? I don't want this view. It is crap. Why doesn't it just stay in that view? Right. Stay. So, I am assuming, yes, it is all together for the final 1 kilometer. We're under 1k to go, and we've got a big bunch of gallop ahead of us, everybody. We have like 40 or so riders here in this group. The pace is hotting up to 50k an hour. There's people having a little dig off the front, but it's pointless. I don't know why they're doing it. It is very silly. It helps skinny hill climbers, that's for sure. If they do that, because it keeps the pace high. Cam is somewhat near the back, but hopefully he will move forward. I have no idea if he's got an aero. Obviously, we don't see all that. It says Steve Lampier is on the front, and Zimmerman, James Phillips are all up there. So maybe Cam is going to rush it, but there's still this one guy off the front who I have literally no idea who he is, but they are definitely going to swallow him up with 200 odd meters to go. Cam is just waiting, and 500, there goes the sprint. Oh my word. There are just blue blobs everywhere, and I cannot keep up with it all. We're going to leave Cam behind, unfortunately. Oh, we're going to shoot to the front. Oh, no. Oh, we've lost it. Oh, well, I messed that up, didn't I? Terrible. Hang on, we should be going that way. Terrible. But anyway, we know. There's a reason why there was only 14 people watching, because they know I'm crap at this. Where has everybody gone? Like, there's me, but we don't want me. Anyway, we've got the results right here. The results are in. Provisionally, we have Zimmerman, who won, I think, provisionally. Zimmerman won from James Phillips and Steve Young. So that's your top three. James Phillips, obviously, from Canyon. Steve Young from Canyon. Alex West from Canyon. Sam Branland, who is also Sam Bike, was fifth. They were both as a brandy there, so I kind of had that call at the start. Voisin come in at 11th. Poison Dart Frog in 9th. Okay, so our highest cycling hub rider. Well, hang on, what's going on now? Was that it? I think that was it. That was a pretty incredible last, like, total game changer when everybody's got when everybody has a power up. It is a total game changer. Like you saw at the end there, like nearly every man and his dog had had a power up of some kind, and it just flicks a kill switch for a lot of people. I don't think Cam had a power up. At least it was very hard to tell if he had a power up. So we're not going to know the results officially. The results still say Zimmerman. I'm looking down. I can see Cam down in 30th with, he finished 3 seconds behind. Still very good race. I mean, 361 watts normalized is still hard, you know. And he still did 17.3 watts per kilo. So I don't think he had a power up, because as far as I'm concerned on here, I'm just going to double check. So the guy with the biggest 15-second power for that final sprint was Sam Bike. 18.2, so 1200 watts. And next up was, well, Zimmerman was actually third highest, and then Cam was fifth biggest sprint, but he finished in 30th. So he definitely didn't have a power up. I'm saying that right now. He definitely didn't have a power up. So that's where we're gonna end it. I suppose it's a little bit of a bad tasting way to end, because I'm not actually racing. But I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate your comments too. Yeah, Cam didn't have a power up. Good spy work, my friend. You can be part of the next. You can be my co-commentator next time. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you sticking around for this this very amateurish commentary, but I hope it provided you some kind of value and insight. I'll see you soon. Cheers.